Welcome to Marty Motoring. I'm here in my garage. I've had a bunch of different garages throughout the years, and I want to talk about tools and what's really useful for a newer automotive hobbyist. I started working on cars 14, 15 years ago, something like that. I'm 33 now, and I've had a lot of experience with Lexus, Toyota, some Ford, my Harley, and just a bunch of different vehicles along the way. Here's what I find useful, what I actually have needed. So let's dive in. I'll show you my setup, and hopefully that'll give you some ideas of what you actually need if you're gonna try to work on cars yourself. So this is my toolbox, and to be fair, I did not actually buy this. It came with a truck that I bought, which sounds really weird, but it came with my old Ford Ranger before I had this one. It came with like a whole shop worth of tools, whereas actually where I got a lot of my tools. But I got rid of everything I don't need, and a lot of this I've bought over the years at Harbor Freight. But this is actually a Milwaukee 52-inch box. The previous owner put some plywood and this nice metal top on it, so that actually gives it a lot more usefulness, in my opinion. It's a 10 drawer, 2 big ones and then 8 smaller ones, and it's worked out really good for me. Now, I also have this mess that I got to deal with, but this is a Yukon cabinet I bought for some of the other stuff like drills, heat guns, multi-tools, Sawzall, any kind of drill bits. I just kind of put in there, and then like more specialty stuff like scanners, borescope. But this is my main toolbox. So something you want to consider: how big do you need your toolbox to be? Well, that's going to depend on what your tools are. You can kind of get any size box you need. Like this is kind of more than what you need. But when I started out, I had a really basic Stanley off Amazon or something like that, or Walmart. It was junk. I had all junk hand tools, and I've slowly upgraded over time. So don't be afraid to start small if you're new. This has taken me years and years to acquire, and I don't even have that much compared to like my legitimate mechanic friends. I recommend getting a really good seat, especially if you're going to be working on the floor. You know, say you're doing a brake job, you don't really want to sit on the floor. Sometimes you have to, but just grabbing a nice stool is a good way to start. There's another thing you want to consider if you are working on the floor as well, are a jack and jack stands. I have 2 different jacks. I have this red 3-ton that's just kind of like a normal one, and then I have this Daytona low profile, which is super nice, as well as some jack stands of various types. But to get started, you really only need a jack and 2 jack stands. I'm actually using this jack as my camera stand. I'm all self-taught. I'm not a mechanic, never went to school. I went to YouTube University and learn a lot from other people. Now, organization is key when it comes to your toolbox. This took me years to get to this point. Just getting these like cheap little dividers at Harbor Freight, keeping things in cases, that's really helped me. This is all like my go-to stuff. So what are some of those things you might need? Just like connectors for electrical if you're doing that, maybe some 3M tape if you're putting on like a spoiler or something like that. Always keep extra bolts and screws. You never know when you're gonna need them. Have backup blades ready to go. Screws if you're like building stuff out of wood like I do sometimes. These cheap trim tools from Harbor Freight are awesome to pop off door panels and things like that. Some electrical tape, a knife, some blades, you know, utility knife, different kinds of blades if you're scraping decals off windows, or you just need to cut vinyl, or really anything. And then these are all my electrical connectors and fuses. You can never have too many of those. So those are just like grab and go type things. It's good to get just maybe a couple little sets to start out. Moving up top here, we have my vise. This thing has come in handy for so many things over the years, just holding things in place while I'm trying to cut or take a bolt out or whatever it is. Awesome to have. And then these little toolboxes are great for all my 1/4-inch stuff, just for like extra organization. Say you don't have like a top drawer like this, all these bits could go into something like this. I have some LED lights, some electrical testing equipment, some random stuff, and then like I said, my 1/4-inch stuff. So that all sits there. Those toolboxes are really cheap. Definitely a nice, easy thing to get if you're just starting out. Lighting. This is something I put off for so long, and I don't know why. Having this light was $60. You could get it on sale, but man, it's so useful. Like it does everything, and it lasts a long time. It's like the best light I've ever bought, and I'm really happy I got it. It's made by Icon, it's made by Harbor Freight, but it's the Icon brand. It doesn't have a lifetime warranty, which is kind of dumb because you would think all Icon stuff does, but it doesn't. So it is magnetic in a bunch of different ways. Those are awesome. Years ago, I used these headlamps, but I don't know, the battery doesn't last as long. Let's see if this one has battery. It does. They are super bright and you can like wave them on and off. I just found that it made my head sweatier than it needed to be. But they're still a nice tool to have, especially if like that dies, you have this as a backup. I do have 2 of these, USB-C rechargeable. And yeah, lighting is huge, especially if you're gonna be under a dark vehicle or you work on it in a dingy garage like I do. All right, now let's talk about power tools. You don't really need a lot when you start out. I started with a drill and an impact driver, and I used that for a long time. I probably shouldn't have. Safety glasses, that's also a good one. But this drill is overkill for most things. I had just a little 12 volt and it never had any problems. This 18 volt I did end up getting with the Milwaukee box. That's super nice to have. I have 4 or 5 batteries total, so that's like kind of an investment. You kind of pick a brand and then you're stuck with it. I thought about selling all these and going to like a different brand, but it's just too much work. It's too hard. The Milwaukee ones work fine. These are the 18 volt. This one's only at the 12 volt, the M12, but little impact driver, works great. Same with the ratchet, electric ratchet. Then I have this 1/2 inch, which is more for like taking wheels off or big suspension bolts and things like that. This one can also do wheels. It's just a smaller version. It's pretty powerful. I think that one might actually be more powerful than that one, depending on the generation. These are pretty old. I don't even know if they're in warranty anymore. This is a newer one I have, die grinder. I don't think you need this to start. It's just here, so if you see it and we're wondering, you don't really need this to start. What I recommend to start, so yeah, I have all this. What I recommend to start is just like a good 1/2 inch, a good drill, good impact driver. You don't even really need the ratchet because you can just use a hand tool. And that'll save you a lot of money. You definitely want some good gloves. Harbor Freight makes some nice ones for a good price, as do other brands. And it's just nice to put on gloves every time you work, save your hands, and not get them super dirty every time, especially when you're touching greases and stuff like that. And along with talking about power tools, batteries. You need a good charging setup. A lot of the Milwaukee tools do come with a charger. You can get like the dual ones like I have over there, but I got this 4-bank one. It's just super easy because I can charge 4 at a time of the 18 volt. And then I have one that can charge 2 of the 12 volt since I have less of those tools. They're on Amazon. I'll try to link everything I talk about that's actually linkable. The Harbor Freight stuff, you can just go in store and buy. This, I'm pretty sure I got off Temu, but just having a little blower, Harbor Freight makes one just like it with the 𝗙𝗪 battery and like the line. That's a really good way to go if you don't want to go Milwaukee and pay those prices. Just go to Harbor Freight and get the 𝗙𝗪. I think they have like a combo set for like 200 bucks, comes with batteries. You can always upgrade the batteries. You can get the blower and everything. And it's just nice to clean up messes, clean off the car, dry the car, whatever you want. That's a super nice tool to have. And then when you really start working on suspension and rusty cars, like I did, you definitely want some kind of heat. You want one of these, propane, pretty simple to find, and you want it to where you can go, you can like self-light. Like some of them you have to light it yourself. Like you want to make sure it has this and the trigger. So yeah, that's nice for very stuck bolts. It's helped me out a bunch working on, I think it was some of my older Toyotas. They're always rusty bolts. Good hand cleaner, kind of goes along with the gloves. All right, let's move on to the other drawers. So my second drawer is all my sockets. And if you're gonna have a lot like this, you definitely want a drawer that can hold this. These are only single rollers or slides. Some of them are dual slides. This is just single, but you know, it does hold the weight. To start out, you probably just need like one set of each. That's all I had, and I kind of got more than I needed. I always use metric stuff. I didn't really need SAE for a lot. So I always just did like the Pittsburgh cheap ones, the cheap metal. These are actually Tecton, have upgraded over the years. But the Pittsburgh ones from Harbor Freight were awesome. It was like 30 bucks or something. You get most of the sizes you need. And then, yeah, I would say get some in chrome for just hand tools, get some impact rated ones, and then do that for 1/2 inch and then for 3/8 inch. For 1/4 inch, they're pretty cheap. You could do that. I don't have any 1/4 inch in here. It's in a separate area. But these are all these are all 3/8 and then 1/2 inch. Just get like a set. That's probably the easiest way to start. I recently got this and got rid of like so many odds and ends that I had. Just a set of hex, torque, and E-star, I think it's called. Just like whatever I'll need is gonna be in here. And I had so many like odds and ends and random ones, but it's nice to have it like all labeled and ready to go, and it's separate from my sockets. So that's a nice thing to have. I think this set's like 80 bucks on sale at Harbor Freight. These are nice for various reasons. You can get a really cheap bits from Harbor Freight, and when they break, who cares? Because they were like 5 bucks. I do have the Milwaukee right angle bit driver, and this would be good for like this little impact driver if I'm getting out a screw in a weird place. You do have that option and flexibility, which is nice. If you don't want to get a torque wrench, which I would recommend, you could just get a torque wrench. They also have this that you can put on your breaker bar. It's electronic, and you can get torque for your wheels, putting your wheels on, and big bolts and such. Some other good things to have are like Allen key or T handles or hex drivers, whatever you want to call them. Now you could get away with just using the bits out of here, but these are nice to have just on their own. I wouldn't say you need them to start though. I didn't have them for a long time, and luckily Also Tools sent them to me. All right, here's a ratchet drawer. I have a couple of different ones. These are actually torque wrenches. Got my extensions, always good to have a few extensions. And then at least have a 1/4 inch, which is not pictured here, 3/8, and then a 1/2 inch. I probably don't need all these. I just kind of accumulated them over the years. It's nice to have the flex head. I didn't have that for a long time. I would just get the Pittsburgh ones because they are lifetime warranty on hand tools. Probably get like different sizes of this one and you'll be good. Zip ties, always good to have. And bolt extractors, I wouldn't say you need that to start, but definitely a nice thing to have. Screwdriver set. This was huge for me. I always had mismatched screwdrivers and just like cheap sets. I finally bought a good one, just like the Quinn kind of mid tier from Harbor Freight, and it came with like everything, and it was on sale. And these are all the screwdrivers I'll probably ever need. So nice to have. Definitely would just get a like nice set so you have a little bit of everything. If you don't want to get a big set, just get a few. They have like 4 or 5 in a pack, very cheap at Harbor Freight. You can see I really like that store for cheap hand tools. And I almost skipped the wrench drawer. I don't know how I could do that. But a lot of these I started out with Pittsburgh, and then I kind of slowly upgraded like everything else. These are Tecton. They actually came with the box, so they were a little bit better quality than the Pittsburgh ones, I think. Then I had the flex head ones, the ratcheting ones. You don't need these to start out. I would say just a good set like this is perfect. Then I have these flange wrenches, which are pretty nice. If you can, these are like a cheap set, but they're good so you don't round stuff off like when you're working on brake lines. That's what I've used that for. But most of the time, this does the job. Here's where it kind of gets a little more complicated, at least for me. I got a lot of these with the box. A lot of them I don't use or don't need. I actually ended up getting rid of a lot of stuff or selling it. And some of them are like leftover from when I bought the Pittsburgh like multi-packs. So you can see the green handle or all the Pittsburgh. I do have one Snap-on. I have a couple of Quinn from Harbor Freight, like the Dykes, I think they're called. A needle nose of some sort, maybe a little bigger than that. Probably something like this. And then just get like I think these are lineman's pliers, they're called, electrical. Guys usually use them. Get a nice set of channel locks or vice grips, or these are vice grips. Channel locks look like this. Here's a nice set of channel locks. And a lot of these you can get in a kit again. And then if you're doing wiring, like I was showing earlier, I have some electrical tools. These are like $5. Get a wire stripper, cutter. It kind of does everything. So some of these they do a lot of the same thing. Like this you don't need. You can just use that $5 wire stripper. There's no need to go buy this $20 one that kind of does it for you. But it's nice to have, especially when you keep wiring stereos and stuff. It's just nice. This, don't need it, but it's awesome to take clips off. You could get something like this instead for very cheap. Pops clips off, does the same thing. And then lastly is my Jeremy Clarkson drawer. Not really, it's hammers, bolt cutters, pry bars. I would say you just need a pry bar or 2, and then maybe a rubber mallet, a little mini sledge, and just a regular hammer. That's mostly what I'm using. A lot of this stuff is like specialty. I don't really use it that much. Oh, and a breaker bar, sorry. Breaker bar is really nice, especially if you don't want to get a torque wrench and you want to do the electronic one. Breaker bar is great to have. I think this is this? Yeah. I have a Pittsburgh breaker bar that it's like a smaller head. This thing's awesome. I haven't actually used it too much, but when I did, it was awesome. So yeah, those are things I've accumulated over the years and I found useful, and that's why I keep them. Anything I didn't really find useful, I don't have any longer. Lastly, real quick, I'll give you a glimpse into this drawer. It's just a lot of like cutting discs for the angle grinder, the multi-tool, sander, drill bits, that kind of stuff. If you're like working with metal that needs to be cleaned up or cutting metal, those are good to have. Otherwise, you don't really need that. Always good to have some drill bits. I would just get like a little kit like this and you get pretty much everything you need. Heat gun, these are so cheap. Definitely pick one up. I think they go on sale for like 10 bucks. Great for vinyl and a bunch of other stuff as well. I've used them for heat shrinking, all that good stuff. Angle grinder, I just finally got one. I didn't have one for a long time, so I don't think that's really a need. Multi-tool, nice to have, good for cutting. Sawzall, don't really need it, but nice to have. At least to start out, you don't need it. These are some of the more specialty tools I don't think I'll go into, like grease gun, borescope, code reader, tender, just odds and ends there, really. Nice to have, but you don't need it to start out. And then some air tools, which I also don't use enough. I do have a small air compressor, but again, when you're starting out, if you just go all the electric route, you can just buy batteries. If you do want a small compressor and go all air tools, that's a whole nother route. You just kind of have to pick one when you first start. There's pros and cons to each. These are a lot louder. Electric just has a ton of torque and you just plug in a battery and go. Paint, I'm not too worried about, but you will need like a penetrating oil, maybe like PB Blaster. I don't know why it's not here right now. I must have taken it out when I was using it. PB Blaster, WD-40, that kind of stuff is great to have just for like stubborn bolts. So that's a quick rundown of my toolbox and the actual tools I've used for the last few years. Now, you don't need all these. A lot of them are nice to have. So if you're just starting out, hopefully that gives you an idea of like what's actually useful. A lot of guys are like, just go buy everything, you know, spend a bunch of money at once. But when you're starting out, that's really not possible, especially when you're younger. I get it. I went to college. I didn't have a lot of money. I had a $1,200 car. You know, I started to learn how to fix things myself. And then I got a different car that needed work. And that's when I really started modifying and fixing and learning all this stuff. But those are the basics according to me. Some good gloves, good lighting, some good hand tools with a good warranty, a nice toolbox to put them into, and a couple of power tools if you can invest in those. But you don't need them to start. Like a breaker bar and a nice ratchet will do the same thing as my electronic ratchet and my impact. It's just gonna take a little bit more muscle, which, hey, you might have. And as you get older and you just wanna move faster, it's just nice having those power tools. But with all that said, I wanna say thank you for watching. Drop a comment below if you found this helpful, and maybe you have another suggestion, drop it in there. I appreciate it. I try not to go too into the specialty tools, so maybe I'll make a separate video for that if you'd like to see it. I want to say thank you for watching and keep those wheels turning.